unseen, Nepal. Earth's most impossible country, beyond Everest's shadow. (5,400 meters, half sea level pressure. Below, nearly 700 rhinos recover. Everest dominates the image, but Nepal's real test is how these extremes remain connected. That connection crosses rain-shadow cliffs, crowded hill roads, monsoon floodplains, and cities built long before engines filled their lanes. I want to understand how one country holds together when altitude, weather, and distance keep pulling its regions apart. The answer lies not only in famous summits, but in mule trails, hydropower lines, protected grasslands, working temples, farms, and unfinished highways. In this video, we look beyond Everest to see how Nepal's diverse communities turn separation into national strength. The world's third highest mountain is also a place where the final few steps can matter more than the summit. Kanchenjunga rises nearly 8,600 meters on Nepal's border with Sikkim, India. Beyond reliable roads, food and equipment move by porter or pack animal through remote Limbu, Rai, Sherpa, and Tibetan-influenced settlements. The route climbs from subtropical valleys into rhododendron and conifer forest, then pasture, moraine, and exposed river corridors. Snow, landslides, and damaged bridges can halt movement. This is where geography separates communities, yet also forces cooperation. Paths, animals, labor, and local knowledge keep the mountain connected to the country below. Then came the decisive act. In 1955, Joe Brown and George Band reached the summit ridge with a British expedition, but stopped short of the highest point. They had promised to respect the local belief that the summit was sacred. Later, teams often kept the same convention, placing obligation above the language of conquest. Those final unclaimed steps give the ascent its meaning. Ambition stops at a boundary set by the communities below. A former royal center still has to work as a crowded neighborhood. 3 royal centers across Kathmandu Valley have been damaged and rebuilt after earthquakes. Here, palaces and temples still share ground with homes, shops, and worshippers. Kathmandu Durbar Square formed around the Mala and Shah courts, including Hanuman Doka. Royal power filled brick courtyards and temple roofs, but daily life never withdrew. At the palace entrance, vermilion paste and protective cloth cover a stone Hanuman. Ritual does not merely occupy this monument, it changes the visible surface. The 3-roofed Taleju temple, completed in the 16th century, normally opens to the public only during Dashain. Restricted access remains part of its living religious role. The large Kalabhairava represents a fierce form of Shiva. Its historic association with public oaths and justice gave a ritual image a civic role. Newer skill holds in carved windows, doors, roof struts, brick courts, and metal images. Preservation must still absorb trade, ritual, pigeons, weather, crowds, and future tremors. That pressure is the square's real value and its central risk. Royal heritage must remain structurally safe, while a crowded neighborhood continues to live and work inside it. Cloud, wind, and safety rules can shut down the businesses now carrying a city once built on trade. Pokhara grew from a regional trading center linking hill communities to routes toward the plains into Nepal's main tourism and adventure hub. Paragliders launch above Newar Lake only when cloud, visibility, and wind permit. Balloon flights, zip lines, rafting, and bungee operations also stop for weather or safety. The income reaches beyond adventure. It pays guides, drivers, hotel staff, boat operators, restaurants, and equipment firms across the valley. Boats carry residents and pilgrims to Tal Barahi Temple on its small island. South of the lake, the Shiva statue at Pumdikot occupies a different ridge from Sarangkot. Growth, however, is consuming the ground that made it possible. Construction replaces farmland and pushes dense settlement along roads and the lakeshore. Newar now faces sediment, wastewater, solid waste, and pressure along its shoreline. Housing, transport, and sewage now matter as much as another attraction. To me, Pokhara's rise carries more warning than triumph. Its hardest engineering task is no longer drawing people in, it is controlling growth before the lake and mountain setting lose the value that sustains local livelihoods. A river that repeatedly tears apart its own banks also holds Nepal's last wild water buffalo. Across nearly 180 square kilometers, Koshi Tapu protects reed beds, grassland, marsh, mudflat, and shifting sandbars on the Sapta Koshi floodplain. Created in 1976, it became Nepal's first Ramsar wetland 11 years later. Its defining burden is the Arna, the country's final wild population of this endangered buffalo. Seasonal floods shift channels, strip vegetation, and raise new islands. Habitat disappears in one reach, then feeding and nesting ground forms in another. That constant rebuilding supports resident and migratory waterbirds, alongside gharials, otters, golden jackals, and occasional Gangetic river dolphins. But protection here cannot mean fencing nature away. Livestock compete for grazing. Domestic buffalo interbreed with Arna, and nearby farms carry the pressure when animals cross the boundary. The Koshi Barrage adds another force. It redirects part of the river and creates a major gathering point for birds. Fishing, settlement, and flood control press against conservation. I see this little-known reserve as a vital national link. If the Arna lose this floodplain, Nepal loses its only wild herd. A city built for feat and ritual now has to absorb engines, cables, concrete, and relentless migration. Centuries-old lanes carry motorcycles, rickshaws, minibuses, pedestrians, vendors, deliveries, and religious processions through the same narrow space. That overlap is Kathmandu's working order. Markets wrap around active temples, courtyards serve as wells, shrines, workshops, play areas, drying yards, and meeting points. Nothing stays in a separate zone. Worship, housing, trade, and transport compete at street level, while bells, tools, horns, and engines signal how many claims each block must carry. Rapid migration and construction have filled much of the valley. Every new roof adds pressure to drinking water, drainage, waste collection, roads, and housing. The surrounding hills tighten that pressure. In winter, temperature inversions can pin pollution from exhaust, road dust, construction, industry, and burning close to the ground. Density also turns hazard planning into a physical contest. Narrow access lanes and packed buildings obstruct earthquake evacuation, firefighting, and rescue, precisely where fast movement matters most. Road widening may ease traffic, but remove historic structures and walking space. Kathmandu's narrow streets expose the bargain. An old city powers a modern capital, while its lanes buckle under traffic and demand. Before Everest becomes a summit story, Lukla makes connection itself the risk. At Lukla, a short sloping runway is pinned between a mountainside and a sharp drop, with flights governed by cloud, wind, and visual contact. This is the main air gateway to the Everest region, yet cloud entering the valley can delay, divert, or cancel the link. The alternative climbs through lower Solukhumbu, adding days and major elevation before the higher valleys begin. Lukla's danger is not summit danger. Its pressure comes from runway geometry, mountain weather, and dependence on a narrow operating window. Higher up, more than 300 people have been lost since records began, under pressure from ice collapse, avalanches, storms, exhaustion, and altitude illness. At Thukla Pass, Stone Chorten's honor climbers and Sherpa mountaineers lost on Everest and nearby peaks, placing that cost on the trail before base camp. After dark, limited artificial light exposes dense stars above ridges that restrict aircraft by day. That contrast returns me to one point. Connection here survives through discipline, restraint, and constant adaptation. Lukla is not merely Everest's entrance. Its steep runway proves that the gateway itself must negotiate the mountain on every flight. Nepal's vulture recovery starts not in a forest, but at a livestock feeding ground. Diclofenac residues in treated livestock can damage vulture kidneys, and vulture numbers collapsed across South Asia. Nepal banned veterinary use of the drug in 2006. Across the Terai, settlements, rice fields, livestock, forests, and protected wildlife share crowded ground. Monsoon rice pulls families into planting, cutting, threshing, drying, and transport. At park edges, elephants raid grain and sugarcane, while rhinos enter fields after dark. Watch groups, Lights, fences, trenches, and compensation claims carry the response. Nepal's national animal, the cow, also carries legal weight. Causing the loss of a cow or ox can bring up to 3 years in prison. Vulture restaurants turn this difficult livestock economy into a repair tool. Communities provide livestock remains verified free of diclofenac, while workers count birds, monitor nests, and promote safer meloxicam. The birds clear animal remains from farms and settlements. The bargain is modest but durable. Remove one toxin, manage carcasses safely, and let community practice carry conservation. A steel bridge can cut a mountain detour, yet a gas cylinder may still reach Gandruk on a mule's back. That contradiction defines Nepal's middle hills, where slopes below Annapurna defeat broad fields and leave roads absent, damaged, or seasonally unreliable. Villages answer by cutting terraces into the slopes. Each level slows runoff, checks erosion, and turns difficult ground into cultivable land. Crops shift with heat, rain, height, and season. Rice favors warmer, wetter ground. Maize, millet, wheat, and potatoes take over elsewhere. Modern footbridges cross gorges on steel cables and metal decking, not loose planks and rope. They shorten routes to schools, clinics, markets, fields, and neighboring villages. But bridges cannot haul every load. Where roads fail, mules move food, fuel, gas cylinders, roofing material, and construction supplies along narrow trails. That solution brings pressure, fodder, handlers, congestion, manure, and worn tracks. Expanding roads alter trade and reduce some porter work, but cannot replace every link. Where the road stops, bridges, narrow trails, loaded mules, and seasonal vehicles take over. Nepal stays connected not through one perfect system, but through overlapping adaptations built for different ground. A flame has burned without interruption on the Terai plain since 1986. Only a short distance away, archaeology reaches back more than 2,500 years to the recognized birthplace of Siddhartha Gautama, the historical Buddha. Lumbini binds those scales, an ancient birthplace and a modern landscape deliberately built for pilgrimage, meditation, and international cooperation. The Maya Devi temple protects layers hidden beneath its modern shell. Excavations found successive timber and brick structures beside a marker stone and the sacred pond. Nearby, the Ashoka pillar records an imperial visit around 249 BCE and a tax reduction for the settlement. Stone fixes political power to sacred ground. Beyond this core, a central canal and separate monastic zones organize communities from many countries. The World Peace Pagoda belongs to this newer international setting, not the ancient remains. Lumbini is therefore not one frozen century. Archaeology, ritual, monasteries, and tourism share the same Terai plain, and each generation must protect access without flattening the site's layers. The eternal peace flame has held its line since 1986. I admire the discipline behind that continuity. Here, peace stays visible through daily care and cooperation among nations. Better access cuts both ways at Rara. Almost 3,000 meters above sea level, Nepal's largest lake covers roughly 11 square kilometers, yet reaching it still requires a rough overland journey, a flight and hike, or days on foot. The basin anchors Rara National Park, established in 1976, across just over 100 square kilometers. The lake later gained Ramsar recognition in 2007. Pine, fir, juniper, and rhododendron hold the slopes, while wind, cloud, and sunlight alter the water's apparent color. Beneath it, native snow trout endure cold, high-altitude conditions. Water leaving Rara drains toward the Mugu-Karnali river system, tying an isolated basin to communities far below. But the roots around it remain vulnerable. Winter snow restricts movement. Monsoon rain turns unpaved approaches into mud and exposes them to washouts and landslides. That difficulty burdens residents, supplies, and mobility. Better roads can reduce that burden, but they also carry vehicles, construction, litter, shoreline development, and demand for larger tourism facilities. The real test is whether transport improves before protection falls behind. Waste systems, shoreline controls, and limits on construction must arrive with the road. Nepal's central paradox is visible on the Annapurna circuit. Terrain that separates climates and communities also forces them into a 200-kilometer corridor. Depending on roads, side trips, and endpoints, the Annapurna circuit runs roughly 160 to 230 kilometers. The often repeated 1 in 3 claim refers to Annapurna 1, not the circuit, and combines historical losses with summit totals rather than current risk on any one attempt. The circuit begins among subtropical valleys, rice terraces, and river gorges. It climbs through rhododendron and conifer forest before breaking into alpine ground and the dry northern rain shadow. At Thorong La, nearly 5,400 meters up, air pressure falls to about half that at sea level. Weather can close the pass with little warning. Yet this is no sealed wilderness. Suspension bridges, tea houses, roads, villages, and pack animals move people and goods across terrain that keeps trying to divide them. Hindu traditions are more visible in the lower settlements. Farther north, monasteries, chortens, and Mani walls mark the growing Tibetan Buddhist influence. The full crossing defines Annapurna best, not as a sealed ordeal, but as a corridor where infrastructure, faith, and local labor keep distinct communities in contact. One of Nepal's major Hindu landmarks takes shape far from the high peaks, in lowland domes and arches. Built more than a century ago through the patronage of a queen from Orchha, the 3-story Janaki Mandir carries regional Mughal and Rajput forms into the heart of Mithila. White stone, courtyards, colored glass, and layered decoration make the contrast physical. That is far from Kathmandu Valley's brick and timber pagodas. The temple is dedicated to Sita, known locally as Janaki. Its importance reaches beyond one city because the Mithila cultural region crosses the modern border. Pilgrims arrive from Nepal and India throughout the year. During Vivaha Panchami, ceremonial wedding parties, music, decorated vehicles, and ritual performances commemorate the marriage of Sita and Rama. That movement turns the temple into more than a monument. Courtyards absorb processions. Nearby ponds support daily worship. Nearby, Ganga Sagar and Danush Sagar serve festivals and daily worship. Around them, artists carry Mithil wall designs onto paper, cloth, and objects for sale. Its Mughal-style domes make the point concrete. Nepal's national identity extends far beyond the mountains. A former royal hunting ground now shelters nearly 700 greater one-horned rhinoceroses. A national census in 2021 counted more than 750 across Nepal, with almost 700 inside Chitwan. This recovery took shape far below the Himalayas, in the warm Terai. Sal forest, river channels, wetlands, tall grass, villages, and rice paddies extend toward India. Nepal was never a British colony, yet Rana rulers hosted royal hunts for British officials and other dignitaries. Those events sharply depleted rhinos, tigers, and other wildlife. The answer was not one grand gesture. Patrols, habitat management, population counts, anti-poaching work, and regulated tourism rebuilt protection year after year. The gain remains exposed. Poaching, invasive plants, floods, disease, and pressure along the park boundary can still reverse it. Nearly 700 rhinos make the repair measurable. A former hunting ground became a conservation system whose gains still require defense. Elam's ordered green slopes come not from one crop, but from a hill economy built to withstand a weak harvest. Across Nepal's far east, farms climb from subtropical valleys to cool ridges, making Elam the country's leading region for orthodox tea. Unlike the crushed, torn, and curled tea common on the plains, Elam's smaller leaf bushes feed orthodox production. Workers select young leaves and buds during seasonal flushes, when timing shapes aroma and flavor. The harvest then moves through withering, rolling, oxidation, drying, sorting, and packing. Rain, temperature, elevation, and picking season alter the result, so each slope affects the finished batch. But tea occupies only part of the cultivated ground. Large cardamom takes damp shade. Ginger, potatoes, vegetables, and broomgrass occupy other slopes and answer different conditions. That mix spreads risk and brings income at different points in the year. It links smallholders and hired pluckers with factories, traders, and transport crews. Kanyam holds the best-known plantation view. Antudanda looks across neighboring hills and the border region. Beneath both lies labor repeated every picking season. Elam's order is not decoration. It is adaptation made visible. Many crops, many workers, and a diversified hill economy connecting remote farms to wider markets. One of Nepal's clearest written links to the 5th century stands on a wooded hill that major itineraries often overlook. At Changu Narayan, a Sanskrit pillar inscription commissioned by King Manadeva ranks among the country's earliest preserved records with a firm date. That changes the weight of the place. Its history does not rest only on tradition. Stone records early kingship, faith, and public authority. The Vishnu sanctuary traces its roots to roughly the 4th century, ranking among Nepal's oldest Hindu temple complexes. Lichavi images preserve early sculpture shaped by royal patronage. Yet age does not mean untouched. Repeated damage forced rebuilding, and the present 2-tiered pagoda carries Newar work in timber, metal, and stone from several generations. Carved struts, doors, guardians, and ritual objects form a layered structure. Each repair kept worship active while retaining work from older periods. UNESCO included Changu Narayan within the Kathmandu Valley monument zones in 1979. Even so, its position above the Manohara River Valley leaves it quieter than the central royal squares. I find the imbalance striking. Modest attention, exceptional evidence. That 5th century inscription puts Changu Narayan at the center of Nepal's historical record, not at the edge of a sightseeing route. An earthquake can fracture a monument in seconds. Rebuilding it with original skills takes years. At Patan Durbar Square, the 2015 Gorkha earthquake damaged several monuments, including Hari Shankar Temple in a royal center built mainly during the 17th century. Since 1979, it has formed part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but designation could not repair it. Newar artisans covered the former Mala Palace and surrounding temples with carved doors, pillars, windows, roof struts, hammered metal reliefs, and cast sculpture. These surfaces record Lalitpur's years as a royal capital and major craft center. Krishna Mandir stands apart from the surrounding brick and timber pagodas. Its stone body and tiered tower make Patan's royal square unmistakable. The earthquake exposed unreinforced masonry. Restoration demanded documented fragments, salvaged historic material, traditional brickwork, timber joints, and modern structural judgment, not simple replacement. Repaired temples now serve worshippers, residents, vendors, craftspeople, and festival processions. That daily use keeps ritual knowledge tied to the rebuilt fabric. Reconstruction succeeded because the craft was not archaeological. Newar carvers, metalworkers, masons, and worshippers could return damaged monuments to daily use. Fewer than 71 kilometers can contain a nation's full struggle with distance. The planned Kathmandu Terai/Madesh fast track is short on a map, yet roughly 1/3 must run through tunnels and bridges. The alignment must descend from the Kathmandu Valley through steep, geologically complex hills toward Nigad and the eastern Terai network. Major tunnels at Mahadevtar, Terai and Lendanda must pierce the hills. High bridges must clear deeply cut valleys and unstable slopes. Since 2017, the Nepal Army has coordinated contractors, tunneling, bridge foundations, access roads, and spoil disposal across work packages. Design revisions, difficult ground, procurement, land acquisition, and repeated deadline changes have slowed the drive south. Near Kathmandu, the challenge is also social. Disputes around Kokana place a historic Newar settlement and farmland directly against the pressure for a national shortcut. The promise is enormous. Passenger and freight journeys between capital and plains cut to little more than an hour. For now, that is a projected benefit, not a working road. The ambition is national, but so is the cost of getting it wrong. For now, the shortcut remains an engineering promise rather than a road. A 5-roofed temple has outlasted 2 of Nepal's most destructive earthquakes. Completed in 1702, Nyatapola endured the shocks of 1934 and 2015 with comparatively limited damage. That survival was not luck. A massive stepped base spreads the load, joined timber can flex, balanced roofs control weight, and repeated maintenance protects weak points. The stairway states the same argument in stone. Wrestlers, elephants, lions, griffins, and goddesses rise in 5 pairs, each rank presented as stronger than the one below. But Bhaktapur is not a sealed medieval exhibit. It is a working Newar city where homes, shrines, markets, and workshops press against the same public squares. Potters still shape and dry vessels in the open. Farmers and vendors trade nearby, while temple platforms carry festivals, conversation, and rest. This is why recovery cannot stop at replacing cracked brick. Newar carpenters, brickmakers, carvers, metalworkers, and ritual specialists keep both monuments and city life in use. Nyatapola's survival is only the visible result. Repeated maintenance, flexible timberwork, and the city's living craft economy make resilience a continuing practice. The highest point on Earth stands on ground that will not hold still. Nepal and China recognize its height at nearly 8,850 meters, while moving ice and earthquakes keep changing the route. Each climbing season, Southern Base Camp occupies the Khumbu Glacier above 5,300 meters. Tents, radios, kitchens, and medical crews build a temporary settlement on moving ice. The Khumbu icefall splits into crevasses and unstable towers. Ladders and fixed ropes hold a narrow passage, crossed in colder hours when movement may slow. The route climbs the Lhotse face, then reaches the southeast ridge above the South Col. Each gain strips oxygen and narrows judgment. At the summit, cold wind and thin air permit only minutes. Descent becomes the urgent task before weather or fatigue closes the margin. The clearest warning lies just below the top. The Hillary step, long treated as fixed, was altered by the 2015 earthquake and later snow. Today's route crosses steep snow and rock in the same summit zone. The altered ridge leaves a narrower conclusion. Even the world's highest landmark is temporary, and every system built around it must keep adapting. A highway preserved Bandipur by leaving it behind. When the Prithvi Highway redirected traffic through the Marsyangdi Valley below, the ridge-top bazaar lost commerce but escaped concrete redevelopment. Newar merchants had shaped this narrow crest into a trading stop between the plains and the Himalayan interior. Brick houses, carved timber fronts, temples and compact shops packed the route. Goods once moved through the bazaar on foot and by pack animal. The new road shifted that movement downhill and made the old commercial street obsolete. That separation carried a hard price: economic decline and outward migration. Yet the same loss of pressure spared many buildings from the demolition that remade better connected towns. Preservation came later through deliberate reuse, not untouched prosperity. Former merchant houses became homes, guest houses, restaurants and shops, while the ridge kept its residential life. The Slate Street follows the crest toward Thani Mai Temple, Siddha Cave, and Annapurna viewpoints. Bandipur's rare fortune is concrete. The bypass bought old walls time, and reuse turned that accident into continuity. A desert beyond the monsoon holds thousands of rooms cut directly into cliffs. Upper Mustang's human-made caves accumulated across more than 2,000 years, not in one burst of building. The region lies north of the main Himalayan barrier, where the monsoon loses much of its moisture. Wind and water cut exposed sediment into steep walls, while reliable water remains scarce. That pressure shaped the former kingdom of Lo. Walled Lo-Mantang, monasteries, whitewashed chortens, and many walls anchored Tibetan Buddhist practice in compact, defensible settlements. The Kali Gandaki corridor also carried salt, wool, grain, and other goods between Tibet and lower Nepal. Villages held to water sources and caravan routes because trade could not ignore either. The caves reveal a history far deeper than one vanished settlement. Different chambers supported domestic life, storage, and meditation, with their uses changing across eras. Roads are now replacing some porter, horse, and mule traffic. Faster access lowers supply costs, but it also drives dust, construction, outward migration, and pressure to alter historic settlements. Restricted entry limits tourism, while roads accelerate change. The caves preserve a 2,000-year human record in one of Nepal's driest margins, a depth few places can match. Above a circular Buddhist sanctuary flies a national flag that rejects the world's standard shape. Nepal's stacked crimson pennants make the world's only national flag without four sides, standardized in 1962. Below it, Buddhanath's white dome supports a gilded tower marked by the Buddha's eyes. One of Nepal's largest stupas, it anchors Tibetan Buddhist life in Kathmandu. Pilgrims, monks and residents circle clockwise, turning prayer wheels and lighting butter lamps. Monasteries and shops keep devotion tied to the neighborhood's daily work. Its role deepened as Tibetan refugees and religious communities arrived during the 20th century, carrying tradition across a political border without sealing it away. In 2015, the earthquake damaged the stupa's upper structure. Donations, ritual labor, and specialist craft rebuilt it for reconsecration the following year. Prayer flags belong to one religious tradition. The national flag must represent many. Its moon, sun, blue border, and double crimson form mark a country spanning Buddhist quarters, middle hills, mountains, and the Terai. Its hard outline does not erase Nepal's differences. It binds them to one national mark found nowhere else. An animal built for cold Himalayan forest can be stranded by one narrow road. Across Nepal, red pandas occupy forests from about 2,200 to 4,800 meters, where trees, water, fallen logs, and dense bamboo meet. Although classed as carnivores, they live mainly on bamboo leaves and shoots. That thin fuel forces long hours of rest and makes exposed ground costly to cross. Their movement is local, not a grand migration. Winter snow can push them towards sunny lower slopes or shelter. Rising heat draws them toward cooler feeding ground as bamboo changes. Mothers need secure tree hollows or dense cover. Cleared slopes, heavy grazing or damaged bamboo can break a seasonal route that this low-energy animal cannot easily replace. The pressure does not stop with forest loss. Fire, illegal trade, accidental capture, and free-ranging dogs turn fragmented woodland into a chain of hazards. Protection therefore depends on residents managing working forests. Patrols, camera surveys, scat monitoring, dog vaccination, and guarded corridors test whether separated patches still function as one habitat. The lesson is urgent. Nepal's red pandas persist only when mountain communities keep the working forest between protected areas connected. Each Janai Purnima, thousands climb toward a lake that may spend winter locked in ice. Gosaikunda sits nearly 4,400 meters high in Langtang National Park, reached mainly on foot. Hindu tradition says Shiva struck the ground with his trident after swallowing poison, and the water that rose became sacred. During Janai Purnima, belief becomes hard physical work. Pilgrims climb steep stone paths and exposed trails through thin air, rain, mud, and sudden weather. At the shore, they enter cold water, pray at the shrine, and complete rituals made more demanding by the climb. Temporary food stalls support the crowd without turning the climb into a road. Gosai Kunda also anchors a Ramsar-listed alpine wetland complex. Its streams ultimately feed the Trishuli River system, moving mountain water far beyond this sparse basin. Outside the festival, temporary shelters and food stalls recede. Snow, ice, bare rock, and low vegetation dominate, while fog or snowfall can hide the route. The ritual's force lies in what it refuses to bypass: altitude, cold, and the hard ascent shared by thousands. A lake this vivid survives, partly because reaching it still consumes days on foot. Phoksundo sits in a high Dolpo basin, cut off from usual road and air access by narrow trails used by people and pack animals. The lake formed behind an ancient natural landslide dam near Ringmo village. Its outflow drops through a steep waterfall before joining the river network below. Depth, suspended minerals, light and barren rock drive the turquoise color. Dry cliffs, alpine pasture, and snow-covered peaks replace the dense forest of wetter Himalayan valleys. This basin lies inside Nepal's largest national park and its only trans-Himalayan protected area. Ramsar recognition in 2007 marked the lake as a wetland of international importance. Ringmo is a lived settlement, not a trekking prop. Stupas and monasteries mark Tibetan Buddhist and Bon traditions. Residents move daily needs over the same hard ground. Separation limits visitor numbers and large construction, but it does not remove pressure. Waste, lodge growth, trail erosion, and future roads can still overload this fragile basin. Days on foot still cap visitor numbers. The burden of access also slows the mass tourism that could quickly reshape Phoksundo. A ridge town above the Kali Gandaki corridor still carries the authority of a kingdom absorbed by a larger state. Tansen once served as Palpa's capital, rooted in the Magar-speaking hills, before the expanding Gorkhali state incorporated it. Unlike hill towns built mainly as later administrative centers, Tansen began with political weight of its own. Newar merchants then drove commerce through the older settlement. Carved shop fronts, temples, workshops, and tight bazaar streets connected hill trade with routes toward the plains. Tansen Durbar gave administration a physical center, yet damage forced rebuilding. The town had to recover the structure that recorded its public authority. Downstream, Rani Mahal stands beside the Kali Gandaki in a separate setting. This Rana-era palace is not part of the Ridgetop Bazaar. Identity also survives through labor. Metalwork and woven Palpali Dhaka keep regional memory in active production, not merely in old walls. From Srinagar Hill, views open toward Dhaulagiri and the Annapurna Massif. Nepal absorbed Palpa politically, but Tansen was not made generic. Magar history, Newar commerce, and local craft still occupy the same ridge town. A little-known field of rounded hillocks can reveal 5 Himalayan regions when the weather clears. Thulo Sailung rises to roughly 3,100 meters on the boundary between Dolaka and Ramechhap districts. The ridge is commonly described as 100 hills, a landform far removed from the sharp summits on the northern horizon. Access demands a chain of roads from the Arniko highway corridor toward Mude and Dungay. From there, the final ascent continues on foot across open, grass-covered slopes. Monsoon rain can degrade the roads, while fog can erase the mountain view after the climb. Winter snow can cover the exposed ridge. When the weather clears, sections of the Everest, Gaurishankar, Langtang, Ganesh Himal and Annapurna regions line the distance. Few modest ridges carry such a long geographic reach. Sailung is also working and sacred ground. Grazing and seasonal gatherings share the ridge with chortens and shrines tied to Tamang Buddhist, Hindu, and local shamanic traditions. From one modest ridge, pasture and layered worship meet a view across 5 Himalayan regions. Sailung's reach is larger than its fame. A natural flame burns beside water in a sanctuary shared by 2 faiths. Nearly 3,800 meters above sea level, Muktinath holds both Hindu and Buddhist meaning in Mustang's dry, wind-exposed terrain. Altitude makes every ritual physical. Pilgrims pass beneath 108 stone spouts and enter 2 sacred ponds, accepting near-freezing water as part of purification. Hindus revere the shrine as a seat of Vishnu and liberation from rebirth. Buddhists connect the same ground with Avalokiteshvara and Guru Rinpoche. They do not need one explanation. Shared geography and shared ritual hold different readings together without forcing either tradition to surrender its identity. Nearby, Jwalamai tightens the argument. Underground gas feeds a small natural flame beside flowing water, placing fire, water, earth, and mountain air within one sacred precinct. This is also a working junction beyond Thorong La on the Annapurna circuit. Pilgrims, residents, drivers, mule handlers, lodge workers, and trekkers all depend on the same exposed route. That convergence matters more than agreement. What I admire at Muktinath is concrete. Harsh altitude divides movement, yet one flame beside water helps distinct faiths and livelihoods hold common ground without erasing one another. A country powered by mountain rivers once had to plan ordinary life around ours without electricity. Most domestic generation comes from hydropower, yet river-fed plants surge with the monsoon and weaken in the dry season. Kathmandu adapted with published outage schedules. Families charged batteries when the grid returned. Shops shifted work, while businesses kept diesel generators and inverters ready. By 2018, added generation, tighter grid management, lower losses, and stronger cross-border links had largely ended chronic scheduled cuts. Scarcity became a seasonal exchange. Wet season surplus can move south to India. When dry season output falls short, imports help hold the grid together. Adaptation here is not only electrical. Nepal also coordinates public life on its own terms. Official dates follow Bikram Sambat, roughly 56 to 57 years ahead of the Gregorian calendar. The clock is equally distinct. Nepal Standard Time is UTC plus 5 hours and 45 minutes, based on a national meridian near Gauri Shankar. The quarter-hour offset separates Nepal from both India and China. Seasonal power now moves across borders, while a shared calendar and clock coordinate public life inside them. Adaptation strengthens connection without requiring Nepal to surrender its own terms. My plain takeaway is that Nepal's greatest feat is not a summit. It is the hard work of binding radically different regions into one country. That achievement cannot be treated as permanent. Roads can close distance while cutting unstable slopes. Tourism can fund remote districts while pressing fragile land beyond recovery. Conservation can restore wildlife, but only when farms and villages can carry the cost. I admire Nepal because its diversity does not erase these pressures. It forces practical answers to them. The next era will test whether stronger links can protect local character rather than flatten it. If Nepal succeeds, it will prove that geography need not dictate isolation. A country divided by altitude can still build shared power without becoming uniform. Continue this exploration beyond the famous skyline. Follow the routes, communities, and engineering works that reveal how national strength is built across distance, not displayed on a single summit.